If you're having a hard time completing your backswing, it probably has nothing to do with your golf swing. In reality, it probably has a lot to do with your lack of thoracic mobility and hip mobility. I see it all the time. Golfers take a ton of lessons, but unless they address certain issues in their body, they won't be able to do exactly what those lessons require them to do. So let's go over 3 mobility exercises that I like to include in my programs. You can use it as a warm-up as well, or maybe prior to a round. Let's check them out. All right, so the first one is going to be a lateral load with rotation. So we're not only looking to improve our hip mobility, but also our thoracic mobility. The way it's going to work is we're going to use a slider. If you're at home and you don't have a slider, for example, let's say you have tile flooring, the one leg that's going to be sliding, you can have your sock on that one, and then have a shoe on the other one, and then just kind of switch them out, because we're going to do this on both sides. So one foot's going to go over the slider. So if you're a right-handed golfer, we're going to start with the left foot over the slider, and we're going to load into our trail hip. I want you guys to take your golf posture, so pretend you're holding a 7-iron. Just like this, a little bit of knee flexion, some upper body bend forward. Feet are going to be fairly close together. From here, I want you guys to cross your arms across your chest. And our goal here is going to be to stay loaded on our trail hip, okay? So as I slide out with my left leg, I'm going to stay loaded on my trail leg, which is my right leg, okay? And again, depending on your hip mobility, you might only be able to get to a certain point until that hip starts to hit a wall. So I want you guys to do this pretty slowly at first until you guys get used to it. So golf posture, we're going to slide out. As you slide out, think about keeping your hip, your knee, and your foot in a straight line. So as I slide out, all the way out, I'm staying centered, hip, knee, and foot on the same line. From here, I'm going to rotate my upper body, and then I'm going to reach with my lead arm. Okay? So we're going to do that again. Golf posture. Slide out, staying loaded on that trail hip. I'm not going towards with that leg. I'm staying loaded. From here, rotate and reach. All right? And I want you guys to be patient with this, especially if you're really tight. A lot of guys tend to be really tight, especially the older we get. So be patient. It's a great exercise to increase mobility, not just in the hip, but also in the thoracic spine. But let's look at it from this side as well, so you guys can get a different look. So golf posture, I'm going to slide out. Notice as I slide out, this knee isn't going like way into my toes, right? I'm feeling like I'm pushing that glute back. So as I slide out, I'm going to sit back, really load into that trail hip, rotate my upper body, and reach. Now you can move your head as well. I don't expect you guys to keep your head looking straight down. Eventually, as you gain mobility, it will be easier to do that, but I'm okay with you just moving your head as your thoracic spine rotates and you reach, okay? So that's 1 down, we got 2 to go. All right, so the next one is going to be a reverse slide with thoracic rotation. And the only thing we're adding is going to be one of these bands. Don't go crazy, don't go too tight, go light, maybe medium at most. And the way we're going to do this is we're going to stand over the slider with 1 foot, just like the last one. And with the band, what we're going to do is we're going to stretch it out so that the band is touching our chest the entire time. Okay, so we're going to hold it, hook it up with our thumbs right there, and we're just going to keep it stretched out the entire time. From here, what we're going to do is we're going to slide it back, but we're going to slide it back not because we're lunging, we're going to slide it back because we're hinging. So we're going to hinge from the hip, okay? So if you look at it from this angle here, it's going to look like this, okay? So it's not a lunge, it's a hinge, okay? So looking at it from this angle first, we're going to keep the band tight, arms to the side. We're going to hinge. Very little weight is going to be on that back foot, okay? From here, all our weight is going to be on that front leg. And what we're going to do from here is we're going to rotate our upper body over that front leg, keeping that band stretched out, trying to keep our head in the same position. I'm going to hold it for a couple seconds, come back to the starting position. Okay? Let's look at it from this side. So keep the band stretched out. We're going to hinge. All our weight's going to be on that front leg, very little weight on the back foot. Right? I should be able to easily lift that back foot because there's almost no weight on that back foot. From here, keeping that band stretched out, I'm going to rotate my upper body, hold it for a couple seconds, come back to the starting position. So not only are we working on hip mobility, but we're also working on thoracic mobility. Unlike the first exercise, I can really feel it more in my upper body because of this band. And when we start adding resistance to these movements, that's how you make it permanent. You can stretch out all you want, but once you start lifting or adding some sort of resistance, like in this case with the band, then you start making that change a bit more permanent. The other thing about this one too is that we work on balance. So if your balance isn't all that great, this exercise, by us getting into that kind of split stance position, if you guys can't hold that balance, then that lets you know that you need to work on it. So it actually improves your balance as well. We also want to aim for 10 repetitions on both sides. If you can't do it at first, that's fine. Start with 5 on each side. Eventually work your way up to 10. All right, so let's go to a third exercise. All right, so with this one, we're going to put both movements together. So in the first exercise, we did hip mobility with thoracic mobility without any resistance, without any weight. On the second one, we added the band for some resistance. So we were still working on hip mobility and thoracic. But for this one, we're going to see how well those exercises actually helped us. All right, so the way we're going to do this is I'm going to step on the band with my lead foot. For me, it's my left. And I'm going to hook the other end of the band with my thumb. So I'm going to go like this, right there. I'm going to get myself into golf posture. So again, 7-iron posture, maybe a little bit longer since my stance is going to be a little bit wider. So maybe like a hybrid, maybe a wood. From here, this is going to be my starting position. All right. Now from here, what I want to do is I'm going to hook this hand to the band, just like this, as I make a backswing. Okay. So again, I'm working on loading into that trail hip. Okay, I'm working on increasing my thoracic rotation, but I'm doing it with some resistance, and this band is providing that little bit of resistance for me. So starting position here, hook my lead hand to the band as I push. Okay, perfect. We're going to repeat this about 10 times on this side, and then we're going to move into our follow-through, which is going to be the exact opposite. I'm going to step on it with my trail foot, which is my right. I'm going to take my stance, I'm going to hook my left arm, my left thumb into the other end of the band. And from here, instead of me kind of pushing upwards like a backswing, I'm going to push downwards. Okay, and the same thing, I'm loading into my lead hip, feeling that load, and feeling like I'm turning my torso as much as I can. All right? I'm going to repeat this about 10 repetitions as well. All right, guys, so there you have it. 3 exercises aimed at improving your hip mobility and your thoracic mobility. The first one, the lateral load with rotation, easy exercise out of the 3. You don't need any weight, no resistance for that. It's just the slider and your own body weight. The second exercise gets a little tougher. We add the band. For that one, we also have to work on our balance a little bit, so it becomes a little bit more challenging. Again, focusing on hip mobility and thoracic mobility, 2 very important movements in the body. So if we don't have enough range of motion in the hips and in the torso, we won't be able to complete a good backswing and actually a good follow through as well. We're going to start compensating with our hands, with our arms, and then the consistency of our strike, of our ball striking gets affected. So if you have a hard time catching the ball solid, if you're relying only on your hands and that rotation that your hands have through impact, if your body isn't assisting in the rotation throughout your golf swing, your consistency is going to be affected. So that's why we have to improve hip mobility and thoracic mobility. There's other parts of the golf swing of the body that we have to improve as well, but these are the 2 biggest ones that I see. When it comes to the third one is kind of putting it all together. We use the band, we get ourselves into golf posture, and then we test how much our range of motion has improved. Okay, and after doing the first 2 exercises, we'll be a little bit more warmed up, So it shouldn't be too difficult to get into those positions of load, good powerful backswing, and then load into that lead hip, and then pushing into that follow through. And again, when you're in this position here, the chest is going to be more over the lead foot, which is really important, especially if we're hitting irons. We want to be able to cover the ball so that we can compress it better. Along with compression comes more distance. If we can compress those irons, we're going to really see really pretty ball flight and added distance when it comes to hitting those irons. So again, guys, like always, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe. It's what keeps me going, what keeps the channel growing. If you would like to book a complimentary consultation, visit the link below. Go to Train to Perform. That's where I'm at. You guys can book a call. Love to talk to you guys, see how I can help you guys out, whether it be through golf lessons or training online. And if you're ever in town here in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, I would love for you guys to stop by and visit me here at the stable. Till next time, guys, hit 'em well.